sorry, its fermentation is has to be less than 10%.
Okay.
That is white tea. It is the least processed type of tea there is. Uh I think like the processing of white tea is very natural. They air dry it and ferment it lightly. Not even for like they sometimes they don't even ferment it. Um but because of the waiting process, they don't heat it, or they only lightly heat it, I think, if I remember correctly.
Hmm.
That's why it's actually one of the most environmentally friendly teas.
Which I will say probably the most common in my household just because of my roommates.
Hmm.
One of my roommates is part German, part Indian,
Ah.
and so they prefer lots of white teas too between
Mm-hmm.
both cultures. So out of the 5 teas I brewed this morning, 3 of them are white teas.
Nice. Yeah, white teas are very mild in flavor, but they lose the quote unquote grassy flavor, like the very fresh cut flavor of green tea.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just retain like the floral, or the fruity flavors of the natural tea themselves.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
I'll drop another one of the teas I have brewed this morning so you guys can see it. This is also a white tea. It also has edible glitter in it just because this is a novelty kind of tea. But this one's called Death. But it's a white tea.
Hmm.
Um, so this one itself is it has a cherry and rose petals as the only additional like flavor variant. So obviously very very floral in uh smell. It gets very light floral smell, but it is there.
Hmm.
Does edible glitter make your tree crunchy? No, it's like a luster dust. I don't
Mm-mm-mm.
know if you would ever know what that is, Shad, but it's a very very fine, almost like a sugar, but it has a tint to it. So it actually refracts light.
Mm-mm.
So it's just a little bit of a novelty just to add a little bit because like we said earlier, there's two senses that are automatically going to be triggered when you're going to be looking at tea, and it's obviously the look and then the smell. Those are the two
Mm-hmm.
like most important qualities you have to get right at first for them to even go to the taste test.
Mm-hmm. 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 For sure. Um, Sorry, this was I'm just finding Google pictures because I didn't take pictures of it, but I also sent another
Gotcha.
photo. This is white Chinese white tea. Um, yeah, it's interesting because
Yes.
yeah, this is actually, I think, from the looks of the photo, like this is this year's tea, or
Yeah.
like
It
that
looks
the
like it's
year's tea.
newly dried, yeah.
Yes, you can actually see like it still has a bit of like the fuzz of like new leaves on it. It's like kind of
Yeah.
fuzzy. That's actually a good thing.
I
That
guess so.
fuzz disappears, or drops off as the tea ages. So like old white tea, you would not see that fuzzy like fur um
For
on
like
the tea leaves.
quality.
Yeah, for like quality. So it's okay to drink. It's perfectly fine to drink actually.
Hmm.
But yeah, so when I say there's three types of white tea, they're all from the same plant, but it's the time they are picked, and for each plant, for each leaf, um you either, like, if there's like one single uh leaf, that's one type of plant. If it sprouts like two leaves, that's a different type of tea. And if it sprouts three leaves, that's another different type of tea, basically. So like you by how many leaves that particular stem sprouts, and you pick it differently, and then you process it to become different brands of tea. or white tea, anyways.
God, I just imagine an entire tea field and then just like, all right, I gotta count which plant is this one now. One,
Yeah,
two, three.
basically,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, this one has three. Go to the next plant. One. Oh, this one only has two. Okay, next plant. And they
Yeah,
just have like a bunch of baskets with them. They're like, okay, this is
yeah,
how we're gonna process
probably,
them.
probably, yeah, yeah,
That would be
but yeah.
just a very simple life. I would love to live that. Oh, be a hard life. Like, not gonna lie, it'd be hard, but it'd be simple.
Your eyes would hurt.
Probably. You're absolutely right. Sunglasses would not do me justice.
No. Yeah,
So,
good tea though.
alright.
White tea.
So I pulled up the other picture of the cold drip. Then
Oh
it
yes,
turns into this, like, brilliant, like, yellow green.
I think this is a chrysanthemum tea.
Oh, chrysanthemum teas are so good.
This is
It's
another
a
flower tea,
very,
if I remember
yeah,
correctly. Yeah,
flower teas are super popular. I was
they
telling
are.
Suiren about this. Like, flower teas are common here.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is with a lot of green teas, you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
find lots of fruit mixed in with it,
Mm-hmm.
like dehydrated fruit and stuff like that. And it's
Yeah.
a way to kind of combat that caffeinated taste.
Right. Yeah.
So, like, I didn't brew this one, but I have a strawberry green tea that was actually grown not too far from here.
Hmm.
So we have a little bit of a tea field. But what they do is they add dehydrated strawberries that they grow on their farm as well. So they do two different things. They do tea and then they age it themselves. And then the strawberry season
Mm.
comes and strawberries are huge in the South. Like you could go
Right.
strawberry picking like for 3-4 months in a year. Um,
Nice.
but they'll take whatever's left over, chop it up and dehydrate it, and then when the tea's finally done drying, they will add it to the
Mm.
tea.
Nice.
So
Nice.
they do that with any kind of fruits. There's apple teas, there's peach teas are really popular, strawberry teas, any of like the traditionally sweeter ones. They
Mm-hmm.
do have things like orange tea and stuff like that. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
get a lot more of that orange flavor when they do it though, because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
want that citrus to be
Yeah.
overpowering, because otherwise
Mm.
it's very, very bitter.
True that. Yeah. I love citrusy teas. Or I love like lemon tea and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I prefer citrus over like sweet. That being said though, uh, this morning actually I drank a tea. Oh, you can see I think it's the picture with the like the cold brew, like the in the uh bottle that
Okay.
I sent you. Or did I send it to you?
We will see.
It is right above the video. The one in the fridge.
Oh, the fridge one. Okay, gotcha.
Mm. Yeah, that's a cold brew tea. Like that's probably been steeping for like a night and a day in cold water. Um
Oh, that sounds amazing.
mhm.
Cold brew teas aren't popular here, like
Like
at
cold
all.
brew coffee is?
Like cold brew coffee, fine. You know why? White girls drink it. They can mix it with as much milk and creamer as they want, and it's fine.
Mhm.
But it's not the same for teas. So
Oh.
this
Mm.
is the refrigerator one
Yes.
that
So
Suiren
that's
sent
cold
me.
brew. The darker tea on the left side is the one I got this morning. And actually, it's just tea leaves. It's just plain tea leaves, but it tastes very peachy.
That would be amazing.
I didn't get no sleep because of
Mhm.
y'all.
Tipsy,
Y'all
time
never get no
for
sleep
the
'cause of me.
read.
Oh,
I didn't get no sleep
Oh,
'cause of
double
y'all.
read!
Y'all never get no sleep 'cause of me.
Hi guys, how are you doing?
I didn't get no sleep 'cause of y'all.
Hi.
Y'all never get no sleep
Oh
'cause
my
of
god.
me. I didn't get no
I
sleep 'cause
forget.
of y'all.
The thing's gonna play twice.
Oh. But yeah, so this is like I think it's an oolong tea, from Taiwan, Taiwan
Mhm.
oolong tea, and it's raised high up in the mountains. So the soil, it it takes on a little bit of a peachy flavor when you brew it.
That would be. Oh, oh, I'm gonna have so
It's pretty
much fun one day when I backpack around Asia.
good.
Like,
It's pretty good. It's actually pretty nice.
like these all seem so much more organic than like the stuff we have here in America.
It does say organic tea.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun though. It's nice. I like tea, and this is actually really good. So I finished it though.
Understandable.
Mm.
So we went through the chrysanthemum teas. We went through what you drank this morning. We can
Yeah,
go through a few more of
of your teas.
mine. Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about jasmine.
Yeah, so I have a few different teas. Uh I had a favorite jasmine tea. It was by a small Asian company that actually went out of business. So I tried lots of different jasmine teas. Unfortunately, um, none of them have kind of come up to par lately.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have, and I kind of showed Suiren this a little while ago. I do have a blooming tea,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm trying to see where I put it.
Oh no. Where'd
There's
it go?
there's so
Where'd it
many
go?
tea pictures now.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
No, it may be one that I'm just like, I don't know where this went.
Me.
But
Um,
you guys want to see what a blooming tea looks like?
Bloomy teas are pretty. It'd be underneath the sakura
Yep,
tea.
yep, I see it. Okay. I didn't save it. I was a derp. That's why. I done did a derp, guys.
That's okay. You posted on Discord.
Yep, I did. I made sure I saved everything to Discord so that way, like, if this happened, I can just obviously save it. So this is technically a green tea. It does have a little bit of additive flavor, which is the jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
But this is one of the teas that when you decide you want to add it to your drink, you can put it in a teapot itself or you can put it in a glass. I would recommend you put it in a teapot just because
Yeah,
it is really, really
pretty.
strong and it's very
Mm-hmm.
pretty.
In particular, a glass teapot.
Yes, because you want to see the bloom, which is why I have it in an actual glass so you guys can um, see it just a little bit. So we're going to drop that in here. But these teas are actually, in my opinion, a little bit more economical, at least for us. I have to rotate it, go figure. Because it decided, oh, let's flip it. So this is the blooming tea I have made this morning. So it is a green tea with jasmine flavoring in it. But the idea is when you add hot water, it is a dried flower bud instead of just a like picking the actual flowers or the leaves
Right.
itself. This is the flower bud for the tea plant. And they just sit it out to dry. And then what happens is they package them up and you usually try and drop it in a, like Suiren said, a glass teapot if you have it, or just a glass itself, these things will then, after you're done with it, they will dry up again to some degree as long as you preserve it properly. You can use it, at least this one, you can use up to 12 times.
Nice.
Which a lot of people will say you can use tea several times, and each batch is a little bit different. Some get stronger as you go, some get a little bit weaker. But this was, and I wish I took a picture of it before I actually did. It was a tiny little bulb. It looked almost like a clove of garlic. It was very,
Yeah,
very
they
tiny,
grow
and
very big.
it is still growing. It is now like outside of my cup.
Oh no.
Like it is coming out of the water, and it's so beautiful. It is absolutely gorgeous. Mm-hmm. And it's definitely different. Just because, so Americans don't like loose leaf tea. They're very weird about it. It's just like, oh, there's a plant in my drink. What? It's weird. But loose leaf teas are there usually for those who know that it's like a more refined form.
Loose leaf tea is actually more expensive. The quality is generally higher.
The flowering tea is for Americans, it's for display purposes. Like, it's very rare you're gonna find a good flowering tea around here. Like, even this one, like, as I try it, like, I just took a big drink of it. It is very caffeinated. Like, it is smack yourself in the face green tea. And I'm just like,
I'm
oh
pretty
gosh.
sure that's because you steeped it for such a long time.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like, it is very much still in there. It's still very strong. But even so, this is also the first brew of this bulb. So as it dries out and I reuse it, it'll get a little bit weaker each time. It may get stronger the second or third time, but it'll get weaker after that use.
So funny, not funny, but like interesting fact. Tea leaves in China, obviously you have to lose tea leaves in like, you know, this the long dried shape. Another way to process tea leaves is once you dry them, like the pu'er tea, but instead of putting it into like a ball, you take each individual leaf and you like you turn it into a sphere. You turn each individual leaf into like a ball, a tiny ball. And you store it that way. Actually, again, another picture. To Kyrie.
Gotcha.
And this takes a lot of work because this is all hand done. This cannot be done through machinery. So all of these tiny little balls are one leaf each.
They're cute.
And they are handmade into like a ball shape.
You guys are gonna love this one because they're actually like ridiculously adorable.
They are cute. They are cute.
So does this like unfurl with the kind of like the flowering teas do?
They unfurl into proper tea leaves, yeah. They turn really big.
I can imagine, because these don't look small by any means. Like, they still look to be a decent size. And even my flowering tea was a small bulb, and it's huge now.
Yeah, well, no, these are actually pretty small, comparatively, I think. They're like, they're a size of a pea, I think.
Okay. Mine was probably just a smidge bigger, I would think. I guess for Americans, mine would have been about the size of a quarter, I guess. Yeah. But these are the ones that Suiren is talking about.
If I have a picture where I can show the actual size of it, let me say. 小龙珠, 小龙珠. I'll
Is
put it
that the
back.
name of it?
Yeah, yeah.
I hear you whispering under your breath, like, where is it? Where is it? Find me the picture I want.
Find me the picture.
Yes, yes.
No. So some of these are like just made into sphere shapes that are larger. These in particular, each one is one leaf, so they are kind of tiny, but I can't find it.
That is fine. If it's the size of a pea, I guess for US standards, probably think of it about the shape of or the size of a dime. That's probably a better reference versus
Probably
the one
smaller than a dime.
a little bit smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Mine would have been about the size of a quarter.
I think this is like if you have cut your nails, like size of half my nail size. Yeah, these are tiny. Like the smaller they are, the better processed they are, the more expensive they are.
I guess it would be the better talent of the maker too,
Yeah.
because you would make huge ones at first.
Yeah.
And then as more experience comes your way, you'd be able to make them smaller and smaller.
But these are adorable.
They're cute. I love them.
Actually, you know what? Kyrie, after this, give me your address. I'll send you some tea.
Oh, yes, please. I would love that. I would love that so much.
Yeah.
Okay, which one should we show next? There's so many. We both sent each other like about a dozen photos each.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Why don't I see if the video works?
Oh. Yeah, this is just me doing the Chinese tea ceremony. This is a very modernized version of it. But
Just gonna put it over us. It's fine.
Yeah. So you start off with heating the cup, because you want the cup to be hot when you put the tea leaves in. Oh, those like to the left, those are all the tools that you would use. And then so that's the strainer and the pot you use to share the tea amongst if you have more than one person. So yeah, that's just me cleaning the table. Don't worry about it.
You have to be very proper. Very proper.
Yeah. So I'm watching through the stream, so I might be a little laggy.
That's fine.
This is so once the teapot is hot, you would put in the leaves, and this is actually a pu'er tea. It's one of the cheaper ones, so it's already been broken up, and it was given to me by my teacher, so for practice. I'm just closing the lid to heat it up just a little bit so that it starts releasing the aroma. But the first brew, you actually throw that away. Because, you know, like with pu'er tea, especially for tea that's been put for a long time, you don't know what sort of dust or possible mold that has that might have, you know, stayed on the tea. So you want to wash all that away.
So it's to get rid of impurities, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, guys. And then so this is Suiren actually doing was a proper Chinese tea ceremony.
Yes. After heating the pot, and then I'm heating the cup with hot water. I'm not very good at it. I'm still very clumsy. You can see.
It takes time to practice. How long have you been practicing?
This would be my 4th week.
So you're incredibly new to this.
And I'm incredibly new to this, yeah.
And you were talking so much about it, like there's years and years and years to go.
Oh yeah, there's years and years and years to go.
Well, I will say I would have never guessed that. I would have said you were like 2 or 3 years in with your knowledge.
I love tea, so like I do a lot of tea research. Like
Mhm.
actual brewing tea ceremony would be my 4th week.
Oh, that has a deeper color to it that time.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the second brew. Second brew, normally you actually steep for a shorter amount of time than the first brew. And then the third brew you steep for a longer amount of time. So you adjust the time as you go.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like they're little bricks, right?
Yes. They started off as a pancake, and then it
Okay.
got broken up. And so they were, yeah.
So about is 3 times like the max those bricks would be able to be used, or can they go more?
Oh no, this can probably brew for like 10 times or so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh wow! Look at the color difference.
Mhm.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah, it is a very pretty color.
Okay, now what did it taste like? What's the best way you
very
describe it?
Oh, how do I explain it? Because it's a black tea, it is rather heavily fermented.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a very earthy flavor and
Mm-hmm.
a very nutty flavor to it. So it's not the fresh leafy like floral flavors that you would get from green tea or white tea or even pu'er tea.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely not like jasmine. So this is a very it's not bitter. It's definitely not bitter. It's a the only way I can explain it is just earthy and very very nutty.
That's
Yeah.
like the sakura tea I had. The sakura tea
Mm-hmm.
is a black tea. The only difference
Right.
is they add the cherry blossoms.
Mm-hmm.
So they add, some of the petals to it, and they add the
Mm-hmm.
leaves of the cherry blossom as well. Like, it's not
Right.
just the pretty flowers everybody sees. They actually add the leaves from the trees as well.
Right. Yeah.
So that doesn't surprise me because my black tea that I did have is a very like rich amber color as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can find that one. This was actually a gift to me by one of you guys, one of my chat. They
Ooh,
gifted
nice.
me sakura tea. I'm just like,
Aww.
oh my god, it's so good. What's going on? So, like, I bring it out only for special occasions because black tea isn't something I am used to.
Mm-hmm. Black tea is very strong,
It
taste
is.
wise.
It is. I will say that the
Look at that color.
sakura
Mm-hmm.
mellows it just a little bit. Just a
Just a smidgen.
tiny bit. But it
Mm-hmm.
is a very rich amber color.
Mm-hmm. It is very pretty. It's a very nice color, and
Mm-hmm.
it's very clear.
Mm-hmm.
Um the tea.
Mm-hmm.
So the clearer it is, like with least like sometimes like bad tea you get like a murky color to it, right? This is
Mm-hmm.
very clear and it's very pretty. Yeah,
Now that you
I like it.
mention it, like as I smell it, like a lot of my tea's cooled down, so a lot of this is now cold tea, but it's just as good. I'm gonna remind you, tea is good hot or cold.
True.
Most people like it hot. It's good cold too, I promise.
It is. It is. Cold brew teas are very good.
But now that I smell it, it definitely has that earthy smell to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's because of the heavy fermentation, and also I think pu'er tea is like 90% fermented. I think 92.
92. Yeah, as we were talking about.
90 to 100, like it's like completely fermented.
Yeah.
Um,
Whereas
but yeah,
when we were talking about white tea earlier, it was what, 10%?
10%. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
10%.
very high difference. That's a huge,
Mm-hmm.
huge difference.
Mm-hmm. So green tea is not fermented at all.
Mm-hmm.
The oolong tea is um traditionally it's like 15 to 20%, but recently there have been like oolong teas that have been fermented to like 80%. But mostly speaking, 15-20% is the standard.
Gotcha.
Mhm. So it keeps very floral. It's very, very floral, the oolong.
Okay. So I'm going to throw up some of the ones that you've sent me from this morning because Suiren went to a couple different tea shops.
Yeah.
And so I've been like fascinated and I've been wanting to learn. And this is one that amazed me where it has like
Oh,
hoppers and hoppers of teas.
yeah.
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
please, please tell me about this one because it's so gorgeous to me because this is like what Americans would have as like an espresso bar. Like we talked
Yeah.
about
This is exactly
coffee.
it's brewed as an espresso, like an espresso.
Oh, that's so cool.
Mhm. So they take the tea leaves and then they squish it into like and then they put it into that steaming thing. That's
Mhm.
like an espresso machine for tea.
Oh
It's highly
gosh.
pressurized water, and then it just drips the tea out, and then you mix it with. This shop mixes it with like different juices and the fruits and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, it's pretty nice.
I
It's
love
really
it.
fun. Mm-hmm.
Do you know what types of tea they have back there? Because I see a bunch of hoppers and I know, like, I can see a few names, but I'm
So
just
one of
like,
them is a jasmine, just
mm-hmm.
so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me open it for to check myself. Blah 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 blah
Guys,
blah
in
blah.
America, if you actually want good tea, like, it's a small chain, but it does loose leaf tea. You can go into the shops. They're usually like available in malls and stuff like that, like big chain malls in like big cities. But it's called
Mm-hmm.
Teavania. They sell actual tea sets. You can get the tea, buy like a glass, like they will actually steep the tea for you in the proper way it's supposed to be, or you can
Nice.
buy the loose leaf.
Mm-hmm.
So there is so many good teas there. And I mean, when I mean so many, I mean they make about 120 different flavors.
No, wow.
And it's every tea under the sun you can imagine. And then you can even mix and match them. Like they
Ooh, that's
usually
pretty
put
cool.
out a couple teas as like a sampler.
Mm-hmm.
Pick 3 or 4 kind of for the day. They'll sample them. And then you can mix and match. So maybe like a strawberry green tea they have, but you came there for a raspberry green tea. Well,
Mm.
strawberry and raspberry aren't too far off. You can mix them, and it's just going to
Ooh,
create a better flavor at that point.
fun, fun, fun.
So
Um,
it's so good. So
I
it's
love yeah,
Teavania. Teavania.
Tivania, Tivania. I will look that up because like I
If
want to
you
try.
if you can't get it,
Mm-hmm.
you let me know, and I will send you some.
Okay, we're gonna
Deal?
exchange tea, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll exchange tea.
Mm-hmm. So, from what I can see, most of these are oolong tea. The one in the middle is Ceylon.
Mhm.
The one next to it with like the yellow flowers, that's jasmine.
Mhm.
But jasmine green tea. But like everything else seems to be different oolong tea. So like they're from different mountains basically.
Okay.
One is like roasted, so probably like coal roasted oolong tea. One is mixed with flour, from what I can see. And one is just so it's the yeah, the name is it's just a tea from like a certain mountain. So these are mostly oolong, and the reason for that is, as I said before, oolong is very fragrant and very flowery in smell, and
Mm.
taste, and so like it lends itself very well to mixing with fruits. and other tea types. Also, I think there is one blend with like an oolong red tea, sorry, or Ceylon tea, and what's that called? That flower that I really like, that you like too. It's like kind of sour. It's in one of your teas. Let me double check.
Oh, there's a lot. Rose hip.
Hibis-
There,
hibiscus.
hibiscus. Yes, 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 yes,
Hibiscus,
yes.
yeah. So it's mixed
Oh,
with
hibiscus.
hibiscus, and it's really, really good. It's got that sweet, and then they add honey to it, so it's like
Mhm,
sweet and
mhm.
sour, and like with the floral note of the oolong. It's delightful.
Proper hibiscus. Proper
Proper hibiscus.
hibiscus. Only we'll find it in Hawaii. Everything else is a slight variant of it to be able to grow in whatever like region it is. But to
Mhm.
have proper hibiscus flowers, oh, it's so good.
Oh.
It does have a slight sour taste, like Suiren was talking about.
Mhm.
But I used to live in California, and so a lot of things were easily able to import from Hawaii. So, like, I would
Mhm.
have fresh pineapple all the time. I would have the fresh hibiscus. They did lots of hibiscus teas and stuff like that, especially in San Francisco, which is a main trading port.
Right.
So you would have nothing there. There would be so many different like foods and drinks that were just littered with stuff from Hawaii, and hibiscus was a very
Nice.
popular one. Drown the
Mm.
AI. Ha ha.
Hello, hello. Oh, drown the
Mm.
AI. Drown the AI with what? A water?
A water or tea.
Or tea. Tea works. Tea works.
Last night it was drown the AI in alcohol because there was no keeping up with Yui.
Oh, oof. I saw a clip of that. She was trying to do like a big move or something like that.
hmm
Like the what attack? And then she started mumbling, and it was like, "What are you saying, Yui?" And then she
She
started hitting her keyboard, and then she came back, and then yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she was probably trying to go and get like another drink. She went through 2 bottles of soju last night.
Oh God.
And she's just like, before she told me, like, my friend took 2 glasses of, or 2 shots of this, and they were done. And they were done. They were so weak. So
Oh,
weak. And,
Shat, she has a hangover, trust me. I was supposed to be in a meeting with Yui. She was like so done that she was like, I'm not feeling well. I'm just gonna type instead of being in a call. And halfway through the call, she's like, can we do this tomorrow? I'm gonna go now. I'm like,
mm,
yes, Yui, you can go. Go to bed.
We we
Yeah,
we
she was
had to
really
put
dead.
Yui to bed. We had to put Yui to bed.
No.
She would not stop. She's like, "It's your birthday. I'm gonna keep going." I'm like, "Yui, Yui, it's 2 a.m. for me. I think it's about time I go. So that means you go." She's like, "I'm
Oh.
gonna go sleep." And at the very end, she goes through this phase. It's the very last like VOD or like clip, and
Mhm.
she just very innocently asks me as she's like turning around with her headset on. She's like, "Am I dead?" And I'm like, "No, Yui, you would not be dead if you were still here with me." Oh God, Suiren, what happened to you? Just for a minute, your internet
Oh,
did
did I?
not like you.
Oh, hello. That was scary. That happened, guys. That happened.
They wanted
Sorry
their
about that.
commie back. They're like, we
Yeah,
had too much
yeah, they're
paperwork.
they're trying to bring me back.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
refusing.
Denied. It's weekend.
Denied. Denied. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
next random question. Do
Mm-hmm.
you add tea or sugar or milk or anything else to your tea, or do you just drink it straight?
Uh, I prefer straight, but sometimes, it depends on the mood, obviously.
hmm
I prefer fruits in my tea. If I like a fruit tea. Actually, I drank this. Oh, I am weirding out. Um, I drank this really really good like fruit tea. They literally mix like all sorts of fresh fruit. I am wow, what is wrong with me?
I
Like
think
pineapple
it's your
and
internet.
yeah, and I think it's my internet. Yeah. But yeah, like that was really good. But in general, I prefer straight tea, fruit tea sometimes, and occasionally I drink milk tea, but that I wouldn't drink like normal milk tea. You would mix it with like black tea or red tea, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like to mix it with green tea.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Mm.
I like that.
In
That's
particular,
very.
jasmine green tea and milk is actually very good.
I've never tried that. I may have to at
You
some
should.
point. I definitely may have
Mm.
to. Milk is one of those things I don't add often. Um,
Me neither.
honey is one that I will add on occasion, especially depending on like the additive flavors. Green
Hmm.
tea is a little too much of a pack for me.
Right.
So, unless there's something to mild it down a little bit, I will add
Hmm.
something just to sweeten it up just a little bit to not be like as bitter.
Mm-hmm.
So, like for America, rock sugar is the one they prefer. Um,
Mm.
so that's what you're going to see a lot of is rock sugar. Not normal sugar,
Right.
rock sugar. So it slowly
Oh, sugar is good.
disperses.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
which is nice because it's not like just a ton of sugar all at once.
Right.
It's a slow edge to it.
Mm-hmm.
Honey is also good, but I only add honey when I'm drinking tea because I'm sick.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because the extra antioxidants help.
Mm-hmm.
And like I
Yes.
have tea specifically for when I'm sick for that reason. Like we were talking about the medicinal purposes. I have
Yeah.
teas specifically for when I'm sick. Just for that
Oh,
reason.
for that.
Yep.
If you're gonna drink it with honey, make sure that your tea isn't over 60 degrees,
Mm,
temperature wise, because the honey loses its antioxidants when it's brewed too hot.
yeah. Most of my teas aren't that hot, I believe.
Mm.
I think they go. Oh god, I have to convert temperatures. Hold on. We're
Oh,
gonna see.
Fahrenheit
We're gonna see if I'm doing this properly or not right now. We're gonna we're gonna
divided by, yeah, okay.
where while I figure out conversions, do you want to talk about this tea that you sent me?
Oh, this is like a fruit tea. They mix it with like I think oranges and lemon. So it's a very lemony, citrusy tea. It is I think they say it's a red tea, but it looks more like green tea, or yeah, it looks more like green tea to me. So, yeah,
Okay.
but it's
Most of
good.
mine I steep at 160, which is a little bit over the 60 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mm, mm. That's okay. Yeah,
But
it's not too bad.
I would have to cool it down anyway because I can't drink it that
Hmm.
hot. So it would
Yeah.
probably be fine by the time I drink it,
Okay.
which is when I add the honey.
Um. Right.
So,
Makes sense. Mm,
so probably
mm.
doing it okay. I'm not a
Yeah.
proper master.
That's okay. It depends on the tea. White tea, the brewing temperature is um 80 to 83 degrees.
Hmm.
So that's 176 Fahrenheit to 181 degrees Fahrenheit. But you can go lower. Uh Oolong tea, you steep it at like 90 to 95 degrees, so that's 194
Hmm.
to 203 degrees Fahrenheit. Um, Green tea you can go a little lower. Green tea is 70. So that's like 158 degrees Fahrenheit or so. With pu'er tea, you steep it almost at boiling temperature. So yeah.
Gotcha. I'm gonna pull up one of my last ones I sent, which is
Oh,
this
pretty.
brilliant red color.
It is pretty. Berries?
Um, This one is the lover's one I sent you.
Ah.
So I'm going to show the package too, just so everybody can see.
Oh yes, that's the hibiscus. That's why
Yep,
it's
that's
red.
the hibiscus. This is
Mm-hmm.
why we talked about it early on, was just like, you even look at the package and it itself is bright red.
It is bright red. Hibiscus is very red. And then what is wrong with my? Oh, never mind. And to add it to it, you have blackberry and raspberry and strawberry, and that's like just red.
Yes, bright, 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 bright
Mm-hmm.
red. So,
Mm-hmm.
like,
Beautiful.
the list I have for it, and I'm going to kind of read the ingredients just in case it's a little bit hard to see, because this is a huge package I have.
Mm.
So, it is papaya, which is the fruit of choice for this one, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Hibiscus, rosehip, which is rosehip is used a lot here in like custom teas.
Mm-hmm.
Blackberry,
The floral.
raspberry,
Mm-hmm.
strawberry, apple. So like it's very, very fruity. Horribly,
Mm-hmm.
horribly fruity. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
rose petals, and then it has the edible luster dust.
Mm-hmm. So it from what I can see, it's like very fruity and very floral
Hmm.
because the rose petal makes it super floral.
Yes, it is one
Mm-hmm.
of my favorites just to drink hot or cold. Like doesn't matter
Mm.
what. It is just oh, it's so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Nice.
The
So like
first thing you
other
get when you drink it, strawberry. Instant
strawberry. Nice.
strawberry.
Nice. Strawberry tends to be very strong. I love that. It's nice. The hibiscus probably you'll only get a hint of it. It's just very citrusy.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very, very light.
Nice.
Um,
Let's see.
the blackberry and raspberry you don't really taste at all. You get a little bit of hints of the papaya.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely can get a little bit of just the rose, and
Mm-hmm.
then the aftertaste is the hibiscus. So it goes from
Nice.
that fruity to sour, and it just like very nicely like mellows out. Oh, it's so good.
Nice, nice,
This
nice.
is one I would be willing to send you because I think you would love it just for like the random combination of flowers and like fruits and stuff like that. It's
Mm-hmm.
so unique. And I told you
Mm.
like this company like bases it on they every year they've done kind of like a different theme. So this
Okay.
past year over COVID, they
Mm-hmm.
did a theme based all on tarot cards. So that's why I
That's why
have
the death.
two T here. Yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
have death and you have the lovers. But they
Mm-hmm.
also have like I think 2 or 3 dozen more.
Right.
And I mean, they're a coffee company too. They make their own blends of coffee. But
Okay.
oh my god, I love the tea. They also are the one that did the moon the moon dust, the moon
Oh.
wings tea that brews purple.
Mm-hmm.
So they are glorious, and like I said, they go to a bunch of different shows in and around Atlanta. So I get to see them often, and I'm just like, oh, they're so pretty.
Nice. Yee.
So
Yee.
I think that's did we touch on everything? Did we go
I
through
think we did. I think we did.
Yep, death. We talked about that one. We went through the
Mm-hmm.
bricks, the flowering, all of
Mm-hmm.
those fun ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went through all of yours. Yeah. We hit
Yeah.
them all, guys.
Woot. Woot.
So, if you guys, Americans, if you are interested in some of the teas I sent, it is Drogo Coffee and Tea. That is what you would look up. I can post links a little bit later if
Mm-hmm.
you guys are interested.
Yeah.
Uh, Suiren I don't know if there's any links to some of the ones like the shops you own or any that you went to or something like that.
Um,
Um, but if
I
you
will try
do,
and find.
if you do find them, please let me know.
We
Cause
will let you
this
know.
will go on YouTube, so you guys can find it as well.
Yeah.
Um, but like I said, Suiren, you want to add anything else to this?
No, I think I'm happy with what we've covered. There's a
Chad, do you
we
guys
covered
have
a
any
lot.
questions? It probably be directed at Suiren just because she knows more. I know a little bit more
No.
on the western side, but
Yeah.
I love that there's kind of this parallel of you having the Eastern world and the knowledge of
Mm-hmm.
like where it started.
Oh, right. Somebody did ask something about spice chai. Do you
Okay.
like spice chai?
Um
Okay.
I have tried chai a little bit. I think with chai it needs to be mellowed out for me. So
Mm.
that is one of the few I will add milk to.
Mm-mm-mm.
Like just chai in general, like definitely needs to calm down a little bit.
I think
But
I'm
it's
the
good.
same. Yeah, I think I'm the same. I don't like sweet teas, because to me, tea is supposed to be either floral or slightly. There's like a slight bitterness,
Hmm.
about it. And that's my preference for tea. A very Chinese preference, but chai is very sweet, and also it's very spicy.
It definitely
Obviously,
has a
spicy
little bit of a
chai.
kick to it. It definitely does,
Yes.
which is why I have to mellow it out. Like, I don't mind the
Mm-hmm.
sweet too much just because on the American side, sweet is more preferred in their
Mm-mm.
teas,
Mm-mm.
but it's the spice that's kind of the kick.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So yeah, I I would spice chai would not be my tea of choice. If I get anything else, I would probably choose something else over spice chai. Oh, I know one thing.
Mhm.
Anyone who is looking to go on a diet, um, the best tea to go on a diet is, believe it or not black tea. A lot of people drink black tea to go on diets, but Uh, oolong tea is actually very
A
good for
red tea,
diets.
red tea.
It's a red tea, yeah,
Yeah.
or red or black tea, yeah, red tea. It's very good for diets. Trust me, like if you drink oolong tea, your stomach will start growling very quickly. Um, but yeah,
I
uh,
think I have only one red tea that's like an oolong tea.
mm,
And it's funny enough from Tivania.
yay,
Which I will go ahead and I'll link that one and I'll link Drago in the video and stuff like that. Um,
yeah,
but Tivania, it's I think it's called Dragon Fruit Devotion. So like the only other thing
ooh,
they add is dragon fruit, which
which is
I
also very good for dieting.
yes, yes. So I have that one and it is so good. But
But if
it's
you,
definitely a little bit stronger than I'm used to because you
mm,
don't want to add anything to it.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it has a very distinct taste. So it's like
mm-hmm.
I've tried it with honey, I've tried it with sugar. Don't add
Tried it
anything
with
to it.
milk.
Don't I haven't tried it with milk. But I'm
Mm,
just like trying it with both of the sweeteners with it. I'm just like
right.
it doesn't mix well just because it's so
Mm-mm-mm.
distinct and I'm just like nope, just drink it straight. Just drink
Yeah.
it straight.
Yeah. Make sure you eat something before you drink it or after you drink it, because
Hmm.
like your stomach will probably start growling very soon afterwards.
My stomach's always growling.
Oh my.
Especially when you start talking about food nonstop.
Oh.
That's what a lot of my streams ended up turning into. It's just like, oh, what
Oh,
food do I want to eat? 'Cause, like,
you're not the only one. Like my streams tend to revolve around food quite a lot too. So, it's common. I feel it's common.
well, next time we'll have a snack stream. We'll start
Do
talking
it.
about different snacks
Do
that we
it.
love.
Yeah. You know
'Cause-
what? There's so many people from around the world here. Send Carrie different snacks from your country.
Oh, that would be good, like a taste test stream.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those kinds of things. I've been
So
looking, like, I used to do the Japanese, like, snack boxes and stuff like that. I've
ooh.
tried so many different flavors of Kit Kats, it's not even funny. Like, that is the one thing. But it's always, like, the random offshoot candies. Like, I found a popcorn, but it's different like the popcorn we have here. They
Mhm.
grind up the corn and then puff it up. So it's
Oh,
kind of like a puffed
interesting.
up Cheeto.
Uh-huh.
But it was coated in caramel. It had a light caramel flavor that was added to it
Interesting.
before they puffed it up. Oh my god, it's one of the best things I've ever tried.
Now
And
you
it's
make me want to try it.
so healthy. Like
Ooh.
crazy healthy even though there's caramel in it.
Now you make me want to try it. I'm hungry. Like I drank that black tea, the pure tea, and I am hungry now.
Yes.
It's like
I
4 o'clock in the morning though.
I have a little bit of a birthday cake because I have little tiny bun cakes. That's what I wanted for my birthday for my cake. So I get to
Yay! Yeah,
have a little marble cake after this.
nice. I ate a cupcake before I start.
Yes. Yes. See? See? We're still
Yeah.
celebrating our birthdays.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
not
a
gonna
week
stop.
long celebration. We got
Oh
a
yeah.
little while to go.
Ooh, for sure, for sure.
All right. Suiren, anything that you gonna plug for this week? You got any streams going on?
I have several streams, but I will post the stream schedule up. Now I guess. After the stream, I'll post my stream schedule on Twitter. Please excuse me, like I am writing in like EDT, but like sometimes my mind thinks HKT instead of EDT, and I put it in the wrong time, wrong day. So the schedule is subject to change. In case anybody's
So,
wondering.
in case you guys are wondering, I am CST. There is an exact 12-hour difference between me and
Mm-hmm.
Suiren. So,
Yep.
like, if for something happens at all, like if you're ever confused about a time or whatever, exactly 12 hours difference between me and her.
Yeah. Yeah.
We found that out a couple days ago. I'm like,
Couple of days
well,
ago.
Yui's technically 12 hours ahead of me, so what does that put you at? And she's like, well, that actually works really well because I'm the same time zone as Yui. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm in the same time zone.
perfect. This is going to be
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah.
So make
Exact same
sure
time zone until you start having
the daylight savings. Oh my god,
Yeah.
and then it's all over the place.
And then it's all messed up, yeah.
Yep. So make sure you check out Suiren's channel. If you guys aren't following, make sure you follow her on Twitter or join her Discord if you want more info on her streams for this week. Since she's gonna be a little bit busy and chaotic with it.
Yeah.
And then for me, we're gonna be busy most of the week. A lot of people wanted a collab this week. And of course, for those of you who saw the preview last night, Nariza debuts on the 21st. I don't know if Suiren got to see that.
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, we'll play it as we go out. Suiren, you are my guest of honor today. Who would you like to raid?
Who's streaming right now?
We will go look. I'll see.
Yeah.
I pull it up on my phone so I don't mess up your thing because I'm like, I don't want to touch it in case it messes up. I'm very hesitant. I'm like, we got both the models working, which we couldn't do last night because me and Yuri were like, we don't know how to do this.
Oh, it's actually not that hard. It's a program called OBS Ninja, OBS.ninja. It's a browser. Just make sure you turn off hardware acceleration when you start it, and then you can just stream your camera onto the to the website, and then just give the link to your partner.
Yeah, and then browser source. Add it as a browser source.
Yes. Browser source it. Yeah, so this is super useful.
Top to bottom, Vebe, Baru, Zentrea, Diariku, Lin Mamichi, which is an artist that does a lot of the V Shoujo art. Juliet Winters, who is
Ooh.
part of Heaven Rend. Mikey, Lily
Mhm.
Pup,
Mhm.
Winries, Teeps, Carve,
Right. Ooh.
Moon
Okay.
Kaya,
Mhm.
John Loves Anime, and we have Virtual Deet.
Nice. You know what? Uh let's rate Ren. Is it Ren?
Oh, I don't have a Ren.
No, not Ren. Sorry. The was the my
The Heaven Rend?
name. Heaven Rend. Yeah, Heaven Rend.
Juliet Winters? We could do
Juliet
that.
Winters. She be a doctor, right?
Yep, Dr. Juliet Winters.
Dr. Juliet Winters. Yes, that's her. I've always wanted to go to one of her streams, just never had the chance. So, yay!
Yes, then it's perfect. Because I
Yay!
love Komodo. I
Oh,
absolutely love Komodo, which is one of her gen mates.
ah,
So, guys, in the meantime, like I said, go ahead and check everything out.
yeah.
For Suiren, make sure you follow, you love on her some. She is one of my birthday buddies. Okay? So you gotta
Yay,
treat her
birthday
well
buddy!
for me. And then
Yay!
in stream, we're
It's a
gonna,
T raid.
yeah. So
It's a T raid.
it's gonna be a T raid. So make sure you do your give hugs or give loves and then T raid. Okay, guys? So, Shad, if
Yay!
you will set up the raid message for me, make sure you spell it right. Don't be like me last night where I spelled birthday wrong.
Oh no!
I spelled birthday wrong, and I'm like,
Oh
I'm too tired. Someone else spell it right for me.
well, you were drunk, so
Yes, absolutely. Which is why,
yeah.
like, I slept till noon, and then I'm like, okay, I'll wake up to make tea. The tea will be sobering, which it was. It was incredibly sobering.
Yay.
Yes. So I will exit out here with Suiren. Suiren, I will show the Nariza clip for you so you can see what
Ooh.
that's all about. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for stopping in. And next time we'll have snack time with Suiren. Okay? Love you
Yes,
guys. Love
that
you,
would
love
be
you, love you,
lovely.
love you, love you.
Yeah. Thank you.
The forest has always been a haunting dream, full of monsters, shadows, and things that scheme. All it took was for one child to stray, that unspoken rule to stay away. Her curse was realized one fateful day when her mother lit in a burning blaze. The villagers, filled with regret and pain, decided that child should be locked away. Jailed in a cave, away and out of sight, she spent long hours in that dark, cursed night. Her suffering never ended, and her hatred only grew, and she mourned her mother, whom she once knew. Hundreds of years passed, the village long gone, but plenty still remember. Nariza's song.